There's a sentence I've been hearing a lot this year, and it's, I think we're going to wait to buy until the market crashes. So, is the real estate market going to crash? Well, if you watch to the end of this video, you are going to know the answer to that question, or at least have better information to be able to make that decision for yourself. Hey, this is Coley Bailey with Fathom Realty. Right there, bringing you another monthly market update here for Northwest Arkansas, this time for the month of August. So we're going to dig back into the numbers for July 2021, and we're going to see how close we are to a real estate market crash. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the blog right here at www.homeswithcoley.com. You can go to the blog and the August 2021 NWA monthly market update. As the summer winds down and we get back to school, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this historically tight real estate market. Here is a snapshot from Tuesday, August 2nd. When I pulled these numbers, there were only 841 right here active properties in the market, and in the last 30 days, we had sold 1,025 properties. We had almost 2,400 properties under contract. So some of those are new construction properties under construction. Some of those are in a normal 30-day to 45-day closing period from getting a contract to when it actually closes. All right. But if you divide our active number by our sold number, that gives us a 0.82 month of supply. That means if we keep selling 1,000 houses a month and we only have 800 houses in the market at any given time, if no more houses were to come into the market, guess what? We would be out of houses in about 24, 25 days. All right? So this is still a super seller's market. And to prove that to you, let's keep looking at the charts down here. Now this is showing our active and pending. This black line here is the active and pendings together. And then this red line is the sales numbers. And these go back to January of 2016. So if you look here, our inventory level typically has these peaks and valleys through the years, right? So this is the summertime, this is a wintertime. This is a summertime, this is a wintertime. Well, guess what? In 2020, we never got the big peak like we did in 2019, 2018. So right there, our high was below the winter of the previous year from 2018 into 2019. That is what you call a supply shortage. Now look at this year. Here we are in the summer. We're peaking out at about 3,175 active and pending. In both June and July, we had basically that same number. So in April and June and July, we basically had the same number of active and pendings. Looks like this is where we're going to be peaking out at the top of our inventory for this year in 2021. And guess what? It's below, again, just like 2020, it's below the 2019 going into 2020 winter season. We are in a severe listing shortage. We really are. But look at our sales numbers. Our sales numbers are very close to what they were last year, which was a historically high sales year. We actually sold more homes that year than any of these previous years. Okay, and we're matching that now. So what does that mean for a real estate crash? There's a lot of headlines floating around. There's a lot of national headlines, and look, real estate is local. So some of these different markets may be experiencing something different than what we're experiencing. But what I've noticed in the national headlines are things like real estate crash, sales slowing, all these kind of clickbait type titles to get people worried and scared and reading their article and watching their video. But what's actually happening in the market? Okay, they talk about sales slowing. Well, look at this. Okay, from June to July, we had fewer sales. So that seems like, oh my gosh, sales are slowing. But look at what's actually happening. We had fewer properties on the market in May and June and July. We haven't seen a lot of properties coming into the market like what we're used to from a couple years ago. Okay? So the fact that sales aren't happening is mostly due to the fact that there aren't properties in the market to be bought. It shouldn't really be that surprising. Also, we are at the top of a seasonal peak. This happens every year, guys. Look at this. Okay? Every year we have a seasonal peak of sales, and it's usually from when people are shopping in May and closing in June, and also people start going on vacations a lot in June, so they don't buy as many, they don't go under contract on as many properties usually in June. So the July closings numbers, because those closings are about 30 days after the contract gets written, remember? Okay, so this right here, a lot of times this happens right after, like July usually has fewer closings than June. And it has to do with vacations. How weird is that? Or that's a big contributing factor, okay? So I'm really not on the bandwagon of telling people that the real estate market's about to crash because sales are slowing. Well, yeah, sales are slowing. There's not a lot in the market to buy. So what's this doing for our prices? Let's take a look here. We did come back down from a average sale price peak of the revised number on that was about 338,000, and our July numbers look like 331,283 for our average sale number. So it went down just slightly, but again, this is right in line with the trend. You know, these numbers always bounce up and down within a range. So you can kind of draw a lower line like this and an upper line like this, and it's still well within that range. So I'm not concerned about that being an issue. Also, definitely not concerned about it because our median sales price actually went up from 270 to 278, which means that our middle of the road properties got more expensive in the last month than the previous month, and the month before that, and the month before that. So the sales price numbers are continuing to go up because the inventory is continuing to go down. Here are the average price per square foot. Across Benton County, we're looking at $166. Washington County, $164. Bentonville is at $188, and Fayetteville is at $174. All right, so we don't have as many properties in the market, and that is causing these prices to rise. And a lot of people are looking backwards in time and saying, well, the last time prices rose like this was right before the 2008 crash. So 2005, 2006, 2007. Oh man, they were going up so much. It's got to crash. It's got to crash again. Well, there are different factors at play here. That time, what was happening is a lot of people were getting loans that they were not qualified for. That is the biggest factor that caused that issue. And they were adjustable rate mortgages, so when their payments got higher, they couldn't pay them, and they defaulted, and tons of properties went into the market. So what would it take to reverse this market and make this market crash? Well, let's take a look at this. Let's come back to our active and pending numbers. Okay, realize that 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, these were all sellers' markets, meaning we had 4 months or fewer in months supply. Okay, back to tracking this number, the active divided by how many sold that month. This is what we should be calling a super seller's market, because we are below a month of inventory here in Northwest Arkansas, and we were last year, a lot of last year too. So we've really eaten through that inventory. In order for it to become a buyer's market, we need more than 6 months of inventory, which would mean these numbers right here would have to be, we would need, instead of 3,000 active and pending properties, we would need something like 12 to 18,000. That is off of this chart. We're talking about this number right here would have to be way up here, way above the chart, okay? At 12 to 18,000 at the given rate of closings. Now, the other thing that could happen is that the buyer pool could just evaporate, and our sales numbers could just go way down to, only a couple hundred houses a month, just maybe whatever, 200 houses a month. Well, guys, that's not likely to happen either, because we have a whole generation of millennials who are coming into their family years where they're having kids and they need houses to put their families in. They're tired of renting. You can't live with the parents forever, right? So we need homes for these people to go into. Also, we've been in a construction shortage for the last decade because so many builders went out of business back in that last crash. We've actually underbuilt by about 70 to 75% across the country what we had done the previous several decades. So instead of building 25 million homes, we built 6 million homes in a decade. That's crazy. So we're definitely dealing with a supply shortage. And in order to turn this market around and make it a buyer's market, again, we need 5 or 6 times the amount of properties in the market, or we need only 20% of the people trying to buy homes. And I just don't see that happening. Also, keep in mind the fact that the government and the Federal Reserve keep printing more and more money. Real estate is a hedge against inflation, and because it is a hard, real asset. And so as more money flows into the system, real estate becomes worth more in terms of dollars. And part of that is just the dollar losing value. That tends to happen when you print lots and lots of money to get through a crisis like a war or a pandemic. So that's the situation that we're in. So if you are looking to buy a home, it has never been harder, and your decision on which agent you pick has never been more important. So if you're looking to buy a home, check out my Hidden Homes Move Up program, where I can help you find the overlooked, the unlisted, and the up-and-coming properties that other buyers just don't have any idea about. Also, if you are thinking of selling your home, now is a wonderful time to maximize your sale price. Okay, yes, homes are selling very fast, but if we structure it correctly, we do all the correct preparation and the correct promotion, you can maximize and get 5, 10, 15% more for your home than you might realize. Okay? And so to check that out, check out my pre-listing Price Accelerator program. You can find links to that below or on the blog that we're looking at there. So I hope this monthly market update for August for Northwest Arkansas was really helpful for you. If you have any other questions, you can always private message me. You can comment below. Well, once again, this has been Coley Bailey with Fathom Realty. Please like and subscribe and follow my page and do all that good stuff so you can see more of this stuff. And I'd love to interact with you. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything in the world that I can do for you.